Yes, sir. We back with another episode on Higher Voltage. I got a very, very special guest tonight in here, Jeff Stones. What it do, my brother?
Yeah.
You already know, man. We in the building, man. Vibing on the higher frequency, man. You know how it goes. You might be high off stress when you got Jeff Stones around. You know what I'm saying? Let's just take the people back for a little second, man. Let the people know more about your background, your upcoming, like where you from, and you know how you started off.
Well, yeah, from NMB.
Shout out to NMB. That's North Miami for the people who don't know. You know, a lot of times.
Nomadic Beach to be exact. You know what I mean? NMB, been doing this independently. This year marks 10 years.
Okay, 10,000 hours.
Yeah, this year marks 10 years independent. Been a roller coaster, but it's been nonstop. You know, being consistent, staying consistent and stuff. So, and I'm getting now in a better position now. So.
That's what's up. And I see you got your boy with you. I met him before.
Yes, sir.
We did the Vivid Rich tour in the past. Shout yourself out.
Michael Hayes, man. TGT Ent.
Mr. Hayes,
yes, sir. Call me Hayes, man. Hayes, boy, you already know.
So now, Mr. Jeff, now I'm chilling around Lyric.
Shout out to my boy.
This is you right here.
Yes, sir.
So I'm chilling around Lyric at a drop mic live performance. You know, one take Wilt. And he playing this song, and he like, man, I got my boy Jeff on here. And he like, yeah, this Smoke song, we about to go crazy. Let me know about the process, how you and Lyric linked up and started up on that record and just got the groove going with the Smoke vibe.
Well, first off, like Lyric, that's my little brother right there.
That's family.
That's family.
Oh, that's blood, bro. Shout out Lyric. Okay.
That's 10 years plus right there.
Okay.
You know, been with him since the jump.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we've just been like collabing throughout the years. You know, besides the music, it's always been like a personal relationship. You know, watching him grow, you know, him watching, you know, my lifestyle, his lifestyle and stuff like that. So, you know, it always takes, you know, when you build chemistry like that, and especially with it's two artists, you know, it always takes this time where that one record will probably like, it'll finally hit. It'll take 5, it'll take 10, but, you know, you finally get it in. The Smoke record, he had it in the chamber for a minute.
Okay.
It was supposed to be another artist on it, but you know, nigga was acting bougie. I ain't gonna start any beef. I ain't gonna say his name.
Yeah, it's all
say his name, nigga. Say his name.
Y'all still snap. Y'all ain't need him.
Yeah. There was supposed to be another artist on it, but you know, he was ducking like for a minute. You know, lying to him,
right.
And then it was me telling him that it's a fire record like that, bro. Either put out yourself and look for someone else. He's like, fuck it, you wanna jump on it? I said, yeah, so I had no problem. But the record Smoke got switched up because, you know, Lyric had some pressure with some dude. And then I had a slight beef too. So
right.
When people don't know, like, the Smoke record is actually a diss song.
Yeah. You know, when I was listening to it, I'm catching it. I peeped it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a nigga want pressure, I got smoke for days. Like, I'm hearing it. Yeah. But it's so caught up into the rolling up and how y'all finessed it, it's still for a nigga to get high to, too. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask you, how did you come up with the name Jeff Stones? Like, how did it all start?
You know, in the younger days I could have probably been a part of the TC Chong brothers or something.
Okay.
So it was a lot of that going on, like a lot of that, like
right.
like every day, every morning and stuff like that. So you know, of course, the older you get, you know, you got to slow it down to really have a third vision on reality. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that's where the name came from.
Okay, because every time I see a name, I think about UGK, and I'm just like, yeah, I got a pocket full of stones. You might have to sample that one. For real, that's crazy. So looking back to when you first started, what is something that you wish you would have known back then before you started your career? Like now that you're going, you're like, I wish I would have known that before I started my music career.
Build a relationship with producers. When I first started, it was just a lot of like YouTube beats, remakes, and freestyles. And a lot of those remixes and freestyles was hard, but it's somebody else's beat. So it was like just thinking about it, like, damn, if I would have had a producer put that freestyle remix to like an original beat, like it probably would have been signed to Def Jam like 10 years ago, 13 years ago.
Right.
Because, you know, we will make a freestyle remix like hard, put it on SoundCloud, like we'll go out perform it, like, yo, da, da, da. But like thinking back about it, it's like, damn, like if I would have like, you know, take a step back and, you know, do my research on producers in Miami that was like up and coming and stuff like that, like I probably could have put a lot of those records, you know, from my originality, from my wax and stuff.
Yeah, I could believe that too, because I think if I had any advice to give to younger generations is don't monkey YouTube beats or just remaking mixtape industry songs, because like you said, after a while you're like, man, I could have put my hot bars to an original track and actually put it out on a mixtape or an album or all platforms as a single.
Yeah.
So how has that been for you, just releasing music on all platforms, like the engagement?
It's freedom. You know, no one really control the narrative but you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then the promotion, you know, you do it yourself, or you get with your guys, like to really see how, you know, you want to engage the other, like to really vibe to the music and everything, versus like a label telling you exactly what to do. And you probably don't want to do that, or that's not what you're heading into. But, you know, to do it on your own, you know, allows you like to really be creative and think of ideas to like, you know, continue to push out the song, what people want to hear it, you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like creative control too, just like being able to be creative but control the narrative of how you pushing in the image and how it sounds, what you want.
Yeah, because all my music like has a story to it. Right. You know, I don't really do fairy tales like that on some music, but I'm like a person that goes through a lot still to this day and stuff. Right. So, you know, like I face a lot of trials and tribulations. Right. So, you know, I put everything on wax. Even if it happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, even 10, 15 years ago. Right. Like I'll double back. On your mind, yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I put the music on wax and everything.
So by you saying that, how much is music a form of therapy where you get to vent when you book your studio session?
About 80%.
80%. I feel the same
way. About 80%. I mean, like I'm not really like vocal. Like, you know, especially like when friends and family come to me, like, how's everything? I'll lie and be like, yeah, I'm okay. Facts. But like the Friday drops and they hear this music and they hear like, oh damn, like he never told me about this and stuff like that. So like
they gotta hear it through it.
Yeah, they gotta hear it through the music. And
so I got a question for you off that one. Is it part of the problem why you don't tell them because they won't be able to help solve it? Like, you know how sometimes somebody asks you, you're like, what's the point of saying that you can't help me with what I'm dealing with right now on my journey? Like,
well, not really. Like, if it's on the music, it creates a deeper conversation. Right. You know, so the same, like, for example, like, with my sister, like, when she hears, like, the certain songs, she asks questions about it. And I just, like, it's different from if I never put it on wax and she's talking about it, I'm going to brush it off. Like, but if I put it through the music, you know what I'm saying, oh, I've been through this, and it's, you know, it gets her to question, hey, on the first verse, you said this. Like, what happened with that? Right. Second verse, you start to explain it. So the conversation gets deeper, like, once I put it on wax, versus me saying it, like, you know, face to face.
That's what's up. So what is some of your recording methods? Like, what Jeff do to get in his vibe to make these hot songs and these scenarios?
Well, I sit on a beat, like, on repeat, like, for, like, at least 3-4 days straight. Right. The first 2 days, like, I don't try to create a. Some dudes like hear a beat and then automatically like, oh, hey, beat, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's like I like to listen to like it's jazz music, you know. Like I just turn on the beat, let it sink in. I'll drive around with it. I'll go to sleep with it. Yeah. I'll pick a freestyle without the beat and see if that freestyle matches it and stuff like that. If it doesn't, I go back and I study the beat. That's the number one priority for me. Like I have to study the beat. Once I study the beat, I study the cadence of how some producers like some people don't know where the hook starts or where the verses start and stuff. So I like to do things in reverse. Like, you know, they'll probably create a beat where the hook starts from here. But I'll fuck around and put the verse right there. And then, you know.
Yeah, you try to be unorthodox and not just so scheduled to the same program that everybody on.
Yeah. So for me, like being different, it's like the number one goal for me, especially as an artist. Right. After that, then I actually pre-record at home. So before I even hit the studio, before I even spend money, like I already have everything on wax. And like within 2 hours, you can put 6 songs within 2 hours in the studio.
Oh no, that's what's up. So how important is it for you to stay passionate about the music and just stay motivated? Like,
you gotta love it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Some people do it, you know, to like it, to get some likeness, but
for clout.
Yeah, for that word, clout and stuff like that. But it's like, you know, to be passionate, it's like a football player. You know, if they love the sport, they love the game, they love getting football. You see some players, no disrespect, you see some players, they'll play 10 years in the NFL and then they'll go to real estate. You know, but you have some players that do 10 years in the NFL, stop, and they start coaching.
Right.
That's because that person had a love and a passion for the game as itself.
Yeah.
This person was probably doing to get a check, you know, to get his mom out, this type of thing, whatever. But like for me, it's like, even if I was done rapping, guess what? Like, I'm going to produce for others.
And have a label or empire.
You know, be the hip hop Quincy Jones or some shit. Or, you know, have a label and sign artists and, you know, and articulate their movements into the thing. But, you know, music is a forever thing. Like, it's something that's been around for the ages of ages of ages. It ain't going nowhere.
So right now I got a question I ask all my guests, and you know, you're a heavy hitter like the lineup I've been dealing with lately. I want to know, what can Jeff do to make a difference in the world, or what do you bring to the table in the rap game? What could they be expecting that Jeff could bring to the table?
I believe I'm probably like one of like the ones that are very relatable to a lot of people.
Right.
A lot of people paint like mirages where, you know, it's not always about the popping bottles in the clubs and stuff like that. Like, I'm really one of the ones that really go through stuff and I really put it through the music. You know what I'm saying? Like, my big brother told me, like, man, you know, your music now, you don't know how many people's lives you saved.
Right.
You know, so, you know, he wouldn't want me like to go into a different direction. Like, now it looks like I'm trying to be somebody that I'm not. You know, I'm one of the ones that really stood tall. Like, you know, I made it off of being real with the music.
Right.
You know, my life, you know, can match this person's life in Cali. So it's, you know, we have to be, well, I like to say like I'm a walking diary for a lot of people.
Okay. And since you got on that, I want to piggyback off what you're saying and stay on topic. I like that, what you said, because I want to know, like, how important is it for you to separate the reality from the music business, and how hard is it sometimes when you're separating like music from the streets? Like, you know, you Jeff Stone doing the music, then you know you on the block and you might have an issue. And you're like, man, I got bigger fish to fry. I'm about to blow up. I'm chasing my dream. I ain't on this foolishness right now. But you know, you standing on business. You ain't finna let nobody try you.
I feel like with the street, where I have to put in my head, like, man, we live every day, but we die once.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Living every day, you get chances to fix your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, if you choose, like, that side of the street, like, once you did, you did it.
Right.
Like, not even your son can recreate the movie or anything like that. So, it's, yeah, like, going back to it, like, with lyric, we was about to have, like, some pressure. Like, hop in the car, about to knock these dudes' doors down.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I mean? But after like 2 hours, calling him like, yo, where you at? You still about to slide? Like, do we really want to do this?
Right.
Do we really want to do this?
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, well, you know, he's like, yeah, man, he's hot, he's heated. I'm like, think about it, man. You got kids, I got kids. I have no pressure to slide it. But he's like, yo, he didn't put hands on one of the kids. All right, cool. He want to talk crap? We could talk crap too.
Fact.
So F it. Like, let's put this thing on whack. We put the tracks on wax. So that was the business part of it.
Right.
That's how we separated from the street. We put it on the business. You know what I'm saying? Of course, like, you know, this is face to face. It's whatever. You know, you're getting mashed. But that was like a perfect example of separating the streets and going into the business and stuff like that. Like, whatever we going through, we just put on through the music and everything. Because it's like, you don't want to get off course on, especially like with the life you live. There's always distractions, always temptations. But like the main thing as human beings is, it's a harder task to stay on task, like what we're trying to go for.
Right. So you as a scribe, an artist, and an entrepreneur, like, what's Jeff Stone legacy like? What do you want to be remembered for?
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, you give me that vibe. You give me that vibe, undefeated. You know.
Yeah, because
undeniable.
It's like a lot of people that I personally know. Even through the scene, like, people gave up way too fast.
Right.
You know, way too fast and way too quick. You know, they see something wasn't hitting in 3 years, you don't hear from them, or they're doing some other stuff. Then it's like somebody else probably had that same propaganda as them. Now they through the roof, and I'm looking at like, that could have been you.
Yeah, they overcame the struggle.
Yeah,
they stayed down.
That could have been. So there's like a lot of stuff when I've been through, like, stuff that could have made me stop. But when I took it, I created a project called Rather Be Distant. And I put everything that I was going through that always made me stop this whole rap. I was about to sell my equipment. everything. And then, you know, talking to my best friend, who was my engineer and producer, Ice, is like, yo, put everything that you're going through. Forget how people feel afterwards, but everything you're going through, let's put it on wax. And that's how I was able to create, like, one of my hit songs that was Playmate, put everything on wax and everything. So it was like, if I didn't do that, then I wouldn't have, like, you know, the fire that I have within me, like, to continue this stuff. Like, I could have been like everybody else and just like, man, F it. Delete Instagram.
Facts.
You know, do whatever BS and stuff like that. But even when my kids see me, they, you know, they see Dad goes hard, you know, with the music. He goes out perform, does an interview and everything. So it's like, it's versus like if my son would say, hey, Dad, you dropping music, but how come we never do shows or interviews?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I have to show, like, you know, I'm your dad is Superman.
Facts.
I have to show like my supporters, like, yo, Jeff, every year he's give us something. So like every year they anticipate something from Jeff, like to get whatever mood they're in, like to spark that. So
yes, sir, we back from another segment. You already know we got Jeff Stone in the building, man. So you was explaining like how California was picking up on the record.
Yeah, Party in the Backyard, and Atlanta picking it up, and Texas picking it up, and then I think what bothered me is when I went to what it's called, Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia.
Yeah, Macon, Georgia, perform out there, and getting off the stage, and it was just, for me, it was like, I wish I could have performed these other records and stuff like that versus that song, because it bothered my soul like when I perform it. I think that was like one of the biggest things too for me, where I need to find where I'm going with this, who I really wanted to be.
Right.
You know, because
finding your direction.
Yeah, because artists don't understand, like, if you drop the project or you drop the record, you're gonna have to talk about it. So how you gonna explain this record?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's, for me, it was like, okay, if I create something, I want to create it with a meaning. Mm-hmm. You know, like, what was the reason of making this record? What was the meaning of making this project? And when you explain it, it just flows better off the mouth so naturally. Right. You know, because the truth is fast. Mm-hmm. The truth is fast. A lie is where you got to take time to. Yes. And
dress it up. Dress it up and make it real for me, because it's a lie, it's fake, so you gotta make it real. Dress it up. But on another note, I'm trying to wonder right now, 10,000 hours, 10 years, I want to know, what was the biggest moment in your career when you like, damn, Jeff, like, these people just called me, or this shit was getting off the chain right now. You can say more than one, too, if you got 2, 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know it's more to come.
It is more than one. First was opening up for Bone Thugs.
Okay, shout out to Bone Thugs.
That was at when we had the stage in Miami.
Well, y'all was on tour. What state that was?
It was in Florida.
It was in Florida, okay.
Yeah. But that was like, that was dated, the first one was dated like 2015, I think. 2015. That's when all 5 was, you know, performing all together. Right. The second time, which probably was like the greatest. Okay. Yeah, because we was the only Florida act to perform at Revolution Live. Right. Like the only one.
Is that on Los Angeles? Yeah. I know about Revolution Live.
And that one, that was a sold out show.
So who all y'all graced the stage alongside with? Who was some of the main headliners with y'all?
On that event?
Yeah.
Bone.
So y'all basically was on tour, back to back on shows with them.
It was our name. It was Bone.
That's what's up.
That's how. Then we got promoted by 99 Jams.
Okay.
Everything. So the illest part for me, the illest part for me is that I gotta take a group picture with them.
That's what's up.
You a big Bone.
Nah, I follow Bone Thugs, Busy Bone, Lazy Bone, Crazy Bone, all of them Bone.
I found out like a girl, dog. Like,
nah, them niggas legendary.
Nah, I don't think we understand. Like,
nah, them niggas legendary, bro.
I'm like a girl, so it's like I'm waiting.
Well, that wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time. I remember when we had with DJ H, and then they had.
No, that was after. I got familiar.
Yeah,
I still had goosebumps, but I got familiar. But that first time, the first time was like.
You found out because he level type shit.
Yeah, the first time, like, I was, the stage manager was like, yo, stay right here after they get done. I'm like, what? So it's me, Kua, and I think X, like, he was with us. Like, for me being that close, maybe it was like 50 feet, like, I'm looking at these niggas like, this cannot be real.
Nah, facts.
Like, I'm looking like, this can't be real. Like, so I'm just like watching everybody take pictures. I'm like, man, my mind like, you're not even gonna see them. I'm like, man, you know what? F it. At least I got this close, whatever.
Right.
Next thing you know, Lazy Bone was like, hey, yo, that's one that had performed for us. He opened up for us. Yo, come on.
Yeah. Like, me? Just me? Good.
The Flesh like, yeah, come on. We seen you earlier, man. Come on. Y'all tore that shit down. Like, holy shit. I lost my breath and everything like that. But I was happy to shake Crazy Bone's hand and tell him, like, yo, you really changed my life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then he was just like, you, like, nigga strong too. Like, he pulled me like, yo, man, hey.
Yeah.
He shake that everything. But that was one of the highlights, like for me, it was just, I want to keep doing this. I want to like keep meeting these people that inspire me with the music.
Yeah, it's always good when you have a legend that you study and you get to meet them doing what you like to do and love to do, and they doing the same thing. Y'all in the same work playground. Because I feel like I got a moment kind of similar to yours when we met Scarface, because we performed at the King of the South tour, and as soon as we finished performing, some dude wants us like, hey, Face want to holler at you. Holla at y'all boys. So we looking at me and my daughter, they talking about Ghostface Killer or Scarface. We were like, we don't know who we talking about. So we walked to the side and like, his face right there, it's Ghetto Mob, man. Face, you know, my mom playing tricks on you. Like, man, I like that first song y'all boys performed. I'm looking for some niggas to fuck with, da-da-da. And I was just like, damn, that shit crazy. Like, Scarface gave us props. And when he performed, he shut down the shit, and I got a chance to feel that moment you said. Like, it's like, you ain't have a bad experience with somebody who, you know, you idolized. It was a good encounter because you put that work in and they respected it. Because he wouldn't have told you to come holler at him if you felt like your shit once hit like that.
That moment he felt like my dad.
That's like him saying, hey boy, your shit hard. Yeah. Come over here with us. We gonna treat you like a player because you Jeff Stone in the building, man. You already know, man. We gonna get to another segment, man. We got Jeff Stone in the building, Mr. NMB holding it down there, higher voltage, man. We gonna be right back to y'all. Like, subscribe, and comment. Yes, Hayes, what it do?
Yo.
You already know we in here. Like that.